what's happened over the years, BJR has been quite successful. We've won 10 Australian championships. We've got to the pinnacle of every category that we're in, and this is a result. Let's go on a tour of BJR and see what we can find. It's a bit of a rabbit warren. Firstly, we have the marketing department, which consists of 4 people. That works very well. So off into the subassembly area, which is a very process-driven area of our business. Every nut and bolt in the whole shop comes into here at some point. So everything has a part number, has a life, and we go through every part of the car. So anything that you can undo or do up, gearboxes, shock absorbers, uprights, wheel nut guns, suspension, shock absorbers, everything. And it all comes in here, all gets checked, maintained, serviced, and then put back together and goes back out into the shop, into the process. Moving right along, the next part of our business is our sign writing department. So we have state-of-the-art Mamaki printers. There's everything on the cars now is basically vinyl. We have a bonnet there that's going to be used on the Lockwood car for Clipsal. So we print all the stickers, we do all our own art, we design them, cut them out, and then go and put them on the car as a wrap. Okay, so the next part we're going to have a quick look at is the purchasing department. Very important. Keep all the budgets under constraint. It has 2 people in it. It's a small little room, like I said, a rabbit warren. It's growing all the time. So one person who's in charge of purchasing probably has the biggest spend of the whole place, but very controlled. So spare parts, inward, outward goods, how it all runs. Off to the workshop. So we run 3 cars in the main game. Team BOC right in the middle there. 2 development series cars. This is the general workshop, so the cars come in here, come apart, go back together, go off to the races, get worn out, come back here, come apart, go back together, go off to the next race. So it's a very, very busy area, usually 2 mechanics on each car, and they're the people that do the pit crews and all that sort of stuff, and works well together. Next department we're going to is the paint shop. So with our partners, having the things looking pristine and good all the time is a very important part. So we have our own spray booth, panel beating area. We have 2 full-time panel beaters, spray painters that work along and make sure it all works. It's a high-tech environment, working with paints and all those sorts of things, and it's full on. Transporter to take the cars around lives in here because it's a spare part shop as well. Tyres and wheels, we have 190 wheels. All the tyres are stored, and we know every tyre, how many Ks it's done, how many heat cycles it's been through, what tracks it's been used at. It's a full-time job to maintain all that. All the wheels have to be checked to make sure they're not out of round. Another 2 people who drive the trucks and look after this area full-time. So we have 4 or 5 people that do fabrication. We have 3 CNC machines to make parts. You see a new chassis here, which is our Force chassis. So we build those from the ground up. There's a jig there. That's how it starts life, and then we just build the cars. Gets to this point, then it goes out and it gets a body shell put on it. All the parts over here with fabricators, we do everything from exhausts, radiators. Probably about 90% of the cars are built in here. There's a lot of welding. It's a shared environment, so the machine shop and the fabrication shop are together. You'll see the welding screens, all the bits and pieces around to make it as safe a working environment as a multi-function area. We have 3 CNC machines. We have a lathe here, a tool which is called a multis, which does a mill and a machine and a lathe. And then we have a turn centre here. To give you an example, we're making wheel nuts at the moment. We start life with a billet piece of aluminium. The next stage is They cut the threads, the hex on the nut. So that's still, you can see the billet in the bottom part of it. And the end result is a brand new wheel nut, which goes on the car and holds the wheel on. It's very safety orientated. It has fingers on it to clip it into the wheel so the wheel nut won't fall off, and they do it up and it holds the wheel on. If that job's not carried out properly and safely, we don't get the result. That's a hub there, and the nut goes on like that, so you can check the threads, make sure there's not too much friction, and how it all works. One wheel nut. So the next area we're going to go to is up to the engineers. We have 6 full-time engineers, and they do all the drawings and all the manufacturing, and send all the information down for the CNC machines to be able to make the parts. So this is the upper sanctum of BJR. So we're going into the engineering department. So we have two engineers in here at the moment. We generally have 6 engineers. They look at all the data, they do all the design, they do all the finite analysis of new parts, they do the drawings and the information that needs to go to the CNC machines to make the parts. So they're very multi-skilled. The reason that there's 2 out of the 6 here, because the others are down on the floor doing different bits and pieces and making it all work. So the next part we're going to is into our boardroom, which is an area that I thought when we built the building would have little use. Every day there's 2 or 3 meetings in this area, and it's about that important part of process, of analysis for what we do, and sitting everybody in the room for communications. At the end of the day, Team BOC is no different to any other business, whether it's BOC, whether it's general engineering business. We have engineers, we have mechanics, general workers, we have process. We all sit down and analyse everything and try to make the best we can. And if we are very good at it, we become the pinnacle of our sport, which is motor racing and V8 supercars, but it's no different to any other business. We have accountants, we have purchasing, all the areas that everyone else has. We're probably under a little bit more pressure for the environment that we're in. We have a drop-dead timeline, but I think that just makes us better business people at the end of the day.
Working with gas is as easy as BOC. Come and see us in store or check us out online.